This is Lindsay Williams, and you're listening to the Drunkard United show. Bless your little cotton socks.
Bless Villa's little cotton socks.
No shit. Somebody over here at the producer's mic is looking smug and happy as shit today.
Yeah, she had a better week than me. I had to beg for money to get gas to get here.
Sam Graham, it's over. It's finally fucking over.
And maybe take a nap.
Oh, let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump the Malört. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the Drunkard United Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me is just the tired, so tired, Samuel Graham. What up?
Absolutely exhausted. And I just, given that it was the final game of the season this weekend, I do want to just take one last opportunity to thank Mr. Adam for writing that lovely song for us. And little did he know that when he wrote it on this fateful day, I will be absolutely reeking of fucking Malört by the time we're done.
If I recall, it is 4 shots you need to do this week.
1 for the loss and 3 for the money.
I do not forget, and I remember last year when I had to do 4 because my team also lost on the last day as well.
Yes.
The utter and complete asshole you were the entire fucking time. You were making me do all 4 shots of
Malört.
Malört. So
There we go.
Yeah, words are hard, man. Everything's hard.
Yeah.
We were so happy to get football back, and we didn't realize it was just going to be a kick in the nuts.
Well,
the amount of games we
I
were going
was
to be
just
just
talking to
nailed
somebody
with.
about this the other day, and they were like, why aren't you, like, super happy and everything? I'm like, I was. But, like, I said, think about it like this. You're a heroin addict, right?
Yep.
You get that last little hit. That was us in England.
Yeah.
You get that last little hit before you go into rehab. You come out of rehab, start hanging out with your old friends again, and then you do all the heroin at once.
Yeah.
That's how this felt like.
Yeah.
I was really happy to get it back. That first time I found a vein, it was like, oh, this was brilliant. Yes, it's back. And then it was just like, I found myself selling my mattress.
Wednesday. It was Wednesday. The Liverpool-Chelsea match and the Manchester United-West Ham match. Oh, yeah, totally didn't watch either one.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Just couldn't do it.
I just did a day at the beach. I was like, no, just no.
Yeah, I listened to it on the radio. I was working, so I couldn't watch it, but I did listen to it on the radio. But there was a couple of times where I turned on podcasts and didn't listen to the games.
Yeah.
Well, especially if it was a shite one. Like, I think they had like Brighton Burnley or somebody. Well, I think that was this weekend, but
yeah,
you take my point. A game like that I just did not give a shit about.
I completely forgot also on sometimes. Like today was first leg of playoffs for Fulham and Cardiff.
Yep.
And I totally meant to watch it. And then I went, it's 5:00. I didn't watch it.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah.
We're recording at Studio H, just outside our nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, and share with your footballing friends. Hell, share with all your friends. Especially, let's make sure we're sharing with all of our new Leeds supporters and West Bromwich supporters as well, because we would like to bring them on to the fold also.
Are there a lot of French supporters of those clubs?
Yeah, just
supports, yes.
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Yeah.
I've said that 4 times already. If that's not the show title, I don't know what is.
Supports, yeah.
Should you want to get in touch with us, there's many ways that you can. Sammy, please tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Yes, definitely. On the interwebs, we are at DU Football Show. That is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. And we love your correspondence. We respond to DMs usually pretty quickly, and it's a bunch of fun with the banter and everything else. So
absolutely.
Make sure you get involved.
And also from last week, it is nice to be back in Studio H doing the show again. While the Zoom was an experiment and interesting and fun, and we now know when we go on vacations we can pull it off. You start to realize all the ahs, so's, and ahs,
yeah.
that
When
Mel
I'm not
cuts
there
out
to
and
edit
makes
them
me
out.
sound so much better than whoa.
Oh,
That was a tough listen.
Yeah, not even just that. Part of the extra amount that there was the internet delay.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Stalls and
Yeah, so it would start off and you'd be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, blah blah blah," and then you'd stop for a second. I would start to talk, and then you would it would resume,
right.
and I was
Yeah.
And
I
I
just
couldn't
caught
control the volume. I thought it was cool to play the sound cues live,
Right.
but I couldn't control the volume. And so
Yeah.
you couldn't even hear the frickin' chicken bit last week.
Well,
Yeah.
wasn't it with? Didn't you have? It was just on your laptop.
Yeah, it was on my laptop.
Didn't you have like multiple windows, and it was like you had to
Oh,
click
yeah.
back and forth and try to find?
I was
That's a
hitting
hell of
them
a
all.
job.
It was fine, but I just couldn't control the volume. That I couldn't tell, like, was I loud? Was I not loud? And
Yeah,
and then of course my family had no respect for me whatsoever, and
of course not.
coming
Yeah.
around. And fortunately, I was muted half the time. You know,
So
you're welcome, Taylor.
I feel like
Ross-
Jan's bit was pretty good though.
That's on injury time.
On injury time, yeah.
Good old Jan.
Momo, my daughter.
Oh yes,
Which we'll talk about that a little later.
Do you want to talk about that now or later?
Later.
right.
I was going to save that for injury time.
There's that's mean for Alan because
He keeps threatening to buy it. Let him
All
buy
right.
it.
Well,
Hey,
then,
Sam,
By
if you
the
want to
way,
buy it.
if you
Alan
want
on injury time, you can find out about Sam's daughter,
if you would, Big Sam's daughter.
Big Sam's daughter.
If you would like to buy Injury Time, you can do so at
Oh.
www.patreon.com/DU Football Show.
Yeah, that caused some hubbub.
And for a cool $5 a month, you could be the proud owner of Injury Time and Soundcheck.
Ooh.
Absolutely. And a sticker and a handwritten card, which I still need those damn
All
addresses,
right,
woman.
I've got them for you. I give them to you.
Now,
Excellent.
I did have one quick thing that my daughter wanted me to do.
Your
Okay.
daughter, not his daughter.
Not my daughter wanted me to do, not your daughter. She had some words of wisdom for you,
Okay.
and she wanted me, which I'm doing, to record your response.
Okay.
She said that based on your result against Bournemouth, that you need to just give up on Everton. Those are her words of wisdom to you.
That's a smart observation by
Tegan,
that little girl.
Tegan, you're a young lass, and you do not understand that is actually that game meant fuck all to us, like literally fuck all to us. So
Clearly.
it was just didn't care.
Thank God Aston Villa didn't need you.
Apparently, though, we were posting the scores of the other games on the scoreboards while the game was going on.
How disrespectful is that?
All right, well, let's actually get back into talking about the, we haven't even gotten through the intros yet. Like, Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Besides your 4 shots of Malört, Sam, what else are we drinking tonight?
We have Old Line Navy Strength rum that is bottled in Highlandtown, which is a neighborhood in Baltimore, very near to my
I was
house.
going to say real close to your house.
Yeah, so they import a Dominican rum. They finish aging it and then bottle it there.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially 114 proof. We did it in a punch, which I'm sure you will talk about in a minute. It is aged in all ex-bourbon barrel. You can find it for $41.99 to $44.99. And they take the, I guess, poignant point. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Mel, delete this. It is,
Words are hard.
they make it a very big deal that it's all aged between 8 and 11 years.
Right. Well, the reason behind that is remember with rum is the oldest rum that goes into the bottle is what the number you can put on the bottle. So
Right.
you can have
It's opposite of whiskey.
right. There's a 21-year-old rum out there that's literally got to drop a 21-year-old rum in it, and it's a bunch of 3-year-old rum. But yeah, but it doesn't say 3-year-old rum. It says 21-year-old rum. That's just how the Dominican works. So a lot of people take credence in knowing what the real ages are. So when they go around and say, "Hey, look, it's a $50 rum because it's 8 to 11-year-old rum."
Right.
All of it.
Yep.
Every single drop. There's not a 2-year-old in here.
And tell us about your punch.
Absolutely. So just made a simple rum punch. Honestly, it was the juice killer, as I like to call it. Had leftover juices from the beach. So we have, first off, the Navy Strength rum. Then we have some pineapple juice. We have some cranberry. We have the blackberry simple syrup that I made from 2 weeks ago from that cocktail. Put in 2 different types of bitters. I have a aromatic barrel-aged bitter, and then I had a grapefruit lavender bitter in there. A little bit of soda water to give it some fizz. And then before I poured it into the glasses, I poured some of your Parrot Bay coconut rum. Took a little mini out of the freezer and poured it into the bottom of the glass to give it a little bit of a little more flavor.
There you go.
Tastes like fruit punch. You know, if I had some limes laying around, I would have put some citrus in this just to give it a little more tartness. But the idea is sometimes you just got a bunch of leftover stuff and you need to take a picture and make a bunch of booze.
Yeah, it's lovely. Very refreshing on a day that reached 101 in the Baltimore region today.
Shitty day.
Yep.
And what else should people do?
Drink responsibly.
Very good. Very good. Do you read all your notes?
No?
Because it does say, remember to say drink responsibly, you fucking tool. Now that you've been saying it, I wish to compliment you on doing so, but I'm hiding it in all cap locks to see if you read my notes, which clearly you didn't.
I don't read yelling. I feel attacked, and I don't like it.
I just figured if I threw a compliment in there, you wouldn't notice it.
Definitely didn't.
Let's have a good show, kids.
Do well, guys.
This is delicious.
All right, let's not suck.
Remember, Sam, words are hard. Words are hard.
Yeah.
I read the show sheet, so I'm not even going to bother muting myself. Go ahead, Houston.
Excellent. We again open with the bottom of the table as the midweek matches set the table for an exciting conclusion to the season. Producer Mel, you can breathe a big sigh of relief.
Holy crap, that game was so nerve-wracking.
Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1, West Ham 1, Arsenal 3, Watford 2, Man City 4, Watford 0, Bournemouth 3, Everton 1. Let's start with Tuesday, Sam. A big day and a big swing and a complete change in the standings.
Absolutely. It really came down to, I think, basically the Watford let Nigel Pearson go.
Oh, yeah. I blame it 1,000% on
They
that.
looked disorganized. They didn't play to the level that they had been playing in the last few weeks since the restart, since Nigel Pearson took over. And basically in that game, coupled with Villa's 1-0 win at Arsenal, which I'm sure we'll come on to soon enough, overturned the entire goal deficit that they needed, that Villa needed, I'm sorry. So it
went from 3 down to 1 up.
Yep, and that was just absolutely crazy. 4 down to 1 up.
4 down to 1 up.
It was a 5-goal swing, yeah.
Yep.
And so that just it provided the platform for a very exciting final day.
Oh, it was a fantastic final day. It was really fun.
Glad
all 3 of our teams were involved in probably
Yeah.
the higher drama matches. Taking nothing away from the Champions League stuff, it's you're either in the Champions League or you're in Europe. And I get
Right.
it. There's more money for Champions League, but at the end of the day, it's survival. Survival's the real story. And it was very fun for all 3 of our teams to kind of be involved in that.
I'll tell you one thing, which I'm also sure we'll come on to here in just a moment. It was very fun sending Fat Drake down. Let's just put that out there right now.
Made you a very happy boy, huh?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Look at those cojones, you twat.
So Villa hold on. Grealish scores the story goal.
Of course he does.
And then Grealish gets a deflection to give up a goal a minute later.
1 minute later to absolutely just put hearts in mouths and have the squeakiest of bum times.
And right as that happened was when Bournemouth had just scored to go 3-1,
Yep.
which then meant if Villa lost, Villa was going down because Bournemouth would have passed him in the standings.
In goal differential, yeah. They would have
Yes.
tied on points, and Bournemouth overturned their piece of the goal differential.
Yeah.
And whose fault was that?
Jack Grealish.
No, fucking Everton's fault.
Oh, you're talking about Bournemouth.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Fucking Everton's fault.
It's specifically Jordan Pickford's fault.
that's
Oh,
true.
goal number 3. Oh,
That
Jesus,
was
that was
absolutely
a fucking mess.
pitiful. And also, how you let Dominic Solanke score again, I'll never know.
Dude, I've never seen a more dominant 2-1 behind half than I did in the first half of Everton Bournemouth. They scored on the penalty early. then it was all Everton till the goal, all Everton the rest of the half, till set piece and shades of Marco Silva's zonal marking happened and Solanke scored.
Yeah.
My mom would have scored from that header because he was that wide open.
Right.
There was nobody there.
Nobody even fucking close to him.
Because why would you want to cover the guy running on the near post on a free kick? Because that would be the last guy you want to cover.
Well, especially when it's Dominic Solanke.
Make sure you cover the guy at the 18, I
Yeah.
mean, the ball might pop out to him, like, don't let the one free guy run through. But yeah, very, very funny to just kind of watch. And then the second half, they started off pretty lively, Everton, and it looked like, you kind of felt like, okay, it's going to be a 2-2 game, and that'll be the end of it. And then Pickford gives up the shit goal, and you could just tell the whole Everton was just like, all right, fuck it, season's over.
Completely deflated, yeah. I do want to throw a quick mention for the Arsenal-Villa game. We didn't even manage a shot on target.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell Villa just wanted it more, period. And despite the very, very low possession stats for Aston Villa, they completely dictated that game from behind.
Oh, God, yeah.
And put us under the cosh, and they walked out worthy winners.
I liked how Arteta phrased it in his post presser as well. He was like, they wanted it more, they needed it more, they got it. And I need to teach my boys that you need to want it that bad every week.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because the other thing, and no disrespect to you, Mel, but at that point, we could have relegated 2 clubs this week.
Yeah.
And
Easily.
Right.
Absolutely.
And not that I wanted to see you go down or anything, but that's the type of ruthlessness that we need to find as Arsenal to get back amongst the conversation for Champions League again.
Right.
Without that ruthlessness, we're fucked. And we showed our weak point. We showed our spine is still shaky. And Villa pounced on it, and credit to them. They did exactly what they had to do. And then Captain Jack, Captain Fantastic,
Oh my gosh.
did his job. And then he also reminded everybody why he's still at Aston Villa.
The
And,
text, the text from
So-
Melissa was so great.
Fuck.
Well, no, the first part, like this will
it
be on
was,
his
okay,
highlight
well-
reel forever. This is the moment
would
that
be.
dreams are made of.
Like that was that, and it still might be, but that goal is going to be on his highlight reel.
Absolutely.
The goal that kept Villa up. And then as I'm typing that, West Ham scored. And so my next text was fuck, bubbles, fuck. Now he thought the bubbles was a mistake.
Like double
but at
fuck,
that
fuck.
time, I saw the bubbles are
On
dancing
the screen,
around Dean
yeah.
Smith, and I was like, fucking bubbles.
fucking bubbles.
You can't name a show that, but that's a pretty good one too.
I was so annoyed at those bubbles.
Yeah, that is kind of surprising because normally the way the Premier League has always played out, it ends up going the way of like the complete opposite. Like, okay, they go up 1-0. Normal history would dictate they go down, then lose 2-1 and get sent down. Kind of
Right.
odd in that regard. Like this was very odd to see the way it should play out played out.
Yes, absolutely.
Again, for me with Villa, it was not that I think they're a particularly great team. I think they're going to be in the same trouble next year, especially once they lose Jack. I don't think they'll necessarily lose Mings because Mings, they're going to ask a lot for, and Mings is very injury prone. So I don't think that there's a need for him at other clubs.
Let me ask you a question. First, everybody needs a center back right now.
Oh, of course.
Do you think, how long does Jack Grealish have left on his contract?
I have no idea. You're the pontificators. I just throw in pop shots.
True. I would venture to say it's probably 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And you will demand a fair wage for him, a fair amount of money, a fair transfer fee for him.
There may not be 80 million for him.
Nobody's got fuck you money right now. No one has fuck you money right
Chelsea
now.
does, and they've already spent it, and they need to spend more because they need a goalie and a bunch
They
of
also
defenders.
have 3 players that play that position.
Right.
They don't need another one.
Right. They don't.
And because also now loan rules are going to come into play. So now they'll have 6 players in that position.
Right. If anything, they're going to be the people selling people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think he fits in at Manchester United with the arrival of Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he fits in at Liverpool.
No.
They're stacked. I don't think he fits in at City with Phil Foden coming through and Pep all but fondling his balls.
He could fit with you, but you won't have the money.
We could absolutely use him,
But-
100%, but we won't have the money for
You
him.
won't have the money.
No, not
for
at all.
him.
Not when we have such glaring issues at the back.
God,
There's no way.
He'd thrive at you guys too.
I think so.
Do what Ozil was supposed to do.
Yeah, right.
Oh
Do you see our new away shirts?
no, I have not.
All white, red kind of veins running through it.
Uh-huh.
Very skinny vein. People were comparing it to a varicose vein diagram.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
But apparently it's a red accent on the marble that was at the old Highbury is the real thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Except for I thought it was a kind of MRI colorized of Ozil's pinched nerves in his back from sitting in the gaming chair too long.
Heard. Let's go ahead and let's put a bow on the two teams that are going down. For Bournemouth, does Howe stay? Does Howe go? I mean, clearly there's going to be players that they're going to lose. Obviously, they're losing Frazier. They're probably going to lose Joshua King and Colin Wilson, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was listening to a couple of pundits today on Sirius XM FC 157, and they were saying that it's probably the best time right now for Eddie Howe to step away.
Yeah.
Reason being, Bournemouth are a club of limited means. They were the smallest ground in the Premier League. Without fans, they have been one that have actually hurt big time from COVID.
Right.
They don't have the commercial viability as some other clubs. They're going to need the parachute payments to stay afloat, basically. So I don't see a lot of new blood coming in. And instead of letting him tarnish his reputation further and then getting fired in November when they're 15th in the championship.
Right. Because that's where they're going to be.
Absolutely. They're going to start very slow.
They're not going to be a team that comes back up.
Nah, not straight away. I don't think so at all.
I'm not even sure if they're ever going to be a team that comes back up again. We've got to remember, like you said, this is one of the smallest grounds in all of professional soccer.
Yeah.
All of professional,
Absolutely.
the English Football League.
Right. In the league, in
Yeah.
the top four in
They
the actual
were
pro
a
leagues.
League Two side at one point.
Yep.
At the verge of going out of the league. And it was him who got them all the way to the Premiership.
Yeah.
Let's leave it on a good note.
And kept them there for 5 years.
yeah, let's leave it on a good note.
Yeah. So get out. His stock remains relatively high. He can take a little bit of a hiatus, let the legend grow a little bit, if you will, and then go into Burnley when Sean Dice fucks off, or goes into, into Everton in 2 years when Carlo fucks off into retirement, and gets a house in the Algarve. Who knows?
Right.
But I think he needs to leave. I think that was an absolutely astute assessment from some of the pundits that I heard. From this game, and we'll talk about Norwich a bit later, obviously getting stomped by Manchester City 5-0. But this was the result. This was the coupled with the Leicester going down with a fight.
Yeah.
That we just laughing at Norwich. They didn't even give a shit.
Right. Right.
Normally you see this from a relegation threatened club where they turn it around and they still go down. And credit to him for figuring out a way. I mean, granted, the Leicester game, Kasper Schmeichel helped a lot.
Right.
But this was the going down with a fight. This was what you see, and how happy he was the third goal. I mean, you saw he just stood in one spot, just like that on the sidelines. And then
Because at that point he knows we've done all we can do.
we did our job. Yeah, we
Right.
did our thing. And Villa ended up getting the draw, which condemned them to the championship.
Right. Now, for Watford, interesting scenario. Really, the biggest thing is they need to be able to stick with leadership for longer than 10 months.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
fire
they've had, four
every-
managers this season?
And
if you
even-
include the interim?
And even before that, no coach lasts a year. No coach lasts a full year. It's always somebody coming in mid-season and getting fired by the middle of the next.
Kike Sanchez Flores lasted a full season, didn't he? And then got fired like 3 games in or something ridiculous.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely happened.
But
And
the
now-
Pozo families, I don't know what they're doing, man. And I don't know that they're known for being astute business people and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how they're going to cope with a championship.
Now, well, here's the thing for them is knowing how wealthy they are as a family. They also worked it with smoke and mirrors when they were down in the championship with a lot of loan moves and getting people, because obviously they had ties to Udinese as well.
Udinese and Granada, I think, in Spain.
So they
Yeah.
were able to really kind of work the system, like I said, with smoke and mirrors mostly. they'll probably do that again. But if you don't have any legitimate established leadership of that club outside of your now aging captain, you're bound to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Because what you need is, let's take Burnley as that example, is the whole time they went up and down the first couple of times, it was Sam Dyche in charge. Still Sam Dyche in charge. Sean Dyche. But that is where there's proven leadership in that situation. And that is not something that the Watford organization has ever done. Sammy, we both owe shots for our losses this week.
We do. I need
Please.
One quick thing.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't want to underplay either how important West Ham getting that point against Manchester United was to Villa's survival.
Oh, it made West Ham not care.
It made West Ham safe. They didn't have to chase the game.
No.
And part of the Claret and Blue Brigade, I think, did you solid there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
you all played very well, and you wanted it, and you deserved it. I completely give you that.
Yeah.
But you made West Ham not need it.
No, and I'm glad we went out scoring. Like stayed up scoring. I said before, if we can't score, we can't stay up, and we don't deserve to stay up. So
Absolutely. Number one, goals are the best bit. That's why we all watch this game, is to watch the goals. Secondly, you can't win a fucking football match if you don't score.
So let's go ahead and do our shots. I figure let's do them simultaneously for Melissa,
Absolutely.
for her staying up.
Sounds good.
except you're not going to do this shot.
Why?
I'm going to take it for you. We wouldn't be
Aw.
staying up if it wasn't for Arsenal.
Oh.
So this is to take. Well, you still have 3 coming later.
Hold on,
so.
yeah, and there's one of them right now. Fuck off.
Damn it! I didn't know you were going to do that, you son of a bitch. But I had told Sam this already, that if we stay up, and fucking Everton didn't help, but Arsenal did help. So
Well,
I
cheers for
figure
that.
I wanted to take your shot for you and do it Chicago style to celebrate Aston Villa being 17th in the EPL, bitches.
That's awesome.
Cheers, kids.
Another fun fact, you know Aston Villa founded by Scotsmen?
Yes.
Huge Scottish ties?
Yes.
The second goal in Arsenal's game was scored by our newest Scottish left back, Kieran Tierney,
Yes, it
against
was.
Watford. Just pass the ball right in the back of the net. It's
There you
fucking
go.
brilliant.
So up the Villa and cheers, Arsenal.
Cheers to being safe.
Yep. Still tastes like shit. Champions League.
That was delicious. Mine was tasty.
Because it tasted like safety.
It tasted like your childhood blanket.
Literally. Champions League and Europa spots were on the line to add to the final day of drama. Manchester United 2, Leicester 0, Man U 1, West Ham 1, Chelsea 2, Wolverhampton 0, and Tottenham 1, Palace 1. I am holding back the other Chelsea match for Liverpool for later on.
Okay,
So,
good.
but they did
Because that
lose.
needs to be talked about. That was a fucking wild game.
Good.
That
You
needs to
can
be
talk
talked about.
all you want about it because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the highlights. I had no desire to watch those fucking chumps lift the fucking trophy.
All right, let's just say this. It was the very first EPL game that actually had a physical tree on the fucking pitch.
Oh, and
during it.
in the net, Kepa.
Rooted. Rooted to the spot for everything.
He pulled an old Sam Houston tree trunk, huh?
Oh, big time tree trunk. Yeah.
Except for I would normally only do that once every other game. He did it for 4 straight goals.
From now on, we no longer refer to him as Kepa. His name is Groot.
Groot. Midweek, Manchester United, like you said, gets the 1-1 draw against West Ham, which keeps West Ham safe. They were given the golden opportunity as Chelsea had lost, and of course, earlier in the weekend, you had Spurs kick the ever-loving crap out of Leicester. I mean, the opportunity was there for them to jump everybody,
Absolutely.
but it didn't matter because on Sunday they did what they needed to do, which was beat Leicester.
Correct. Now, United, look exhausted. Can we just say that?
Oh God, yeah.
They look absolutely knackered. But they had a very bright start to the game. Martial and Greenwood both got chances. West Ham were equal to them. It was a very strange on the stroke of halftime as Pogba's reaction seemed to take over as he made a better save than De Gea made all season. Gifting West Ham that penalty, which Michail Antonio, in such fine form, knocked home with a plum.
Yep.
And that was basically that. And then the loveliest of 1-2s saw Greenwood score to level the game. And great play from Fabianski and the lads to hold out there and ensure their safety.
United are back in the Champions League, Sam.
United are back in the Champions League. I don't know how the Norwegian gym
How?
teacher did it. I have
How?
no fucking clue.
How?
I don't know.
Will the supporters be happy that they're back in Champions League, or will they be like, we didn't win the league, fuck off, like they normally are?
They will be happy. Absolutely be happy about it because they don't feel as though they belong in the Europa League. Then, besides that, sorry, my daughter broke her phone.
Uh-huh.
So she's using my iPad while she's up with her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of her, it's my Apple ID on the iPad.
Got it.
So whenever they FaceTime to play Fortnite together, my phone goes off.
Heard. Very good.
So that was distracting.
She playing Fortnite with Ozil?
Could be. Actually, wouldn't be a bad thing. Maybe jump on the live stream and make us some money. They, I need it, as we'll come on to.
Heard.
We, no, so yes, they'll absolutely be happy. They are a club that traditionally deserves to be in the Champions League. Obviously, have gone through a big rebuilding stage, and that rebuilding seems to be coming to fruition finally. That last piece of the puzzle seems to be in place, and then De Gea starts acting the way De Gea acts occasionally. And
good thing you didn't just sign him to a new extension. Oh, wait, you did.
Oh, you did. For 6 fucking years, I think it was.
Fucking hell.
So it's yes, they will be happy. That will afford them a huge amount of cash, where you could basically count out financial fair play at this point for them, and they will be able to strengthen. I think they need to add another center back. I think they need to add. Brandon Williams looks good, still wet behind the ears.
Yeah,
he's gonna need. They're gonna need a solid left back as well,
especially with the amount Luke Shaw gets hurt.
Correct. I think Fred could use an upgrade, although he does a decent job when he gets on the field in recent months. But I think they could use an upgrade in that position.
Right.
And Nemanja Matic, I think, is 33, 34. And basically, one of the goals on Sunday, or one of the chances that Leicester had on Sunday, they didn't score, obviously, was his fault completely.
It'll be McTominay and Fred, but you certainly need a third person. Just in case if Fred starts to disappear again.
But McTominay's still so young.
Yeah. They need a third. They need a third central.
Yeah. Can we talk about Johnny Evans' tackle on Scott McTominay?
Please go right ahead.
Fucking hell. It was absolutely a straight red. He knew it straight away. Ball kind of ping-ponged about, and Johnny Evans decided it was a good idea to lunge for it over top of it for some reason.
Yeah.
And just go studs up right into the middle of the shin of, And luckily he was able to jump. If his foot was properly planted, Johnny Evans would have broke his leg.
Oh, God, yes. Absolutely he would have.
But McTominay was able to kind of dodge the worst of it and caught a painful one for sure. And Johnny Evans deserved to go. I think it was Martin Atkinson had that game.
Yeah.
And just the smug look on his face, with the disappointment of who I assume is a grandfather at this point. The disappointment on his face would have made any of us in our mid-30s shudder.
Of course, Jesse Lingard scores, guaranteeing himself another $10 million in the transfer move that he's going to get.
Yeah, right.
Instead of being $20 million, he's now $30 million.
Kasper Schmeichel at it again.
Oh, Jesus.
Some would say. Bruno Fernandes, obviously there was a penalty awarded as well in this game. Johnny Evans and Wes Morgan were lucky to stay on the pitch after
Wes Morgan is always lucky to stay on the pitch. That big Jamaican likes to fuck people up, man.
Yeah.
That is when he is on the pitch, he's going to hurt you.
Oh, he's properly good at it, too. And they came together to make Martial into just a wee little French baguette. They did him something serious, turned him into a sandwich, and that was that. But Bruno Fernandes, you're only a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah,
and
precisely.
He did all fucking three.
Yes, he did.
Once again in his
Pants
penalty
off, dance
run up.
off.
Yeah. Now this one's not pants off, dance off. This is hopscotch. It's stutter, 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 jump real high. Keeper dives on the jump, and he's done it 4 times in the last 3 weeks.
Right.
One of our new followers on Instagram actually tagged us. I don't know if you saw this in a post made by someone else about these. I think it was 17 penalties that Manchester United have been awarded this season, which of course is the most in the Premier League. That happens every year, though.
Oh,
That's
yeah. They do every year.
The key thing. And also, please save room for David Luiz, who probably gave up about 17 by himself this season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Fucking
definitely.
assholes. No, that is a record. He gave up 5. Most by any one player in a single Premier League season, David Luiz.
Well done. Hey, if you're going to win at something, make sure you win really fucking well. Going to be number one, beat number one by a fucking mile.
Yeah. Absolutely, and the hair just makes it more comical for me.
So
for some reason.
You mentioning the Bruno Fernandes penalty kick, I do want to just real quick go back to the 4-0 loss City Watford. Feel awful for Ben Foster, who dives, the ball's going the other way, throws up his top arm on the penalty, saves it, only to knock it right in front of the middle of the net for Raheem Sterling to knock back in. Yeah. I mean, gorgeous penalty save. You're just
great save.
Holy shit. Oh,
just
never mind.
Parried it into the wrong position.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
It sucks.
I mean, he's diving away. The ball's coming back center. He somehow swings the arm up and around, only to knock it right back down in front of Raheem Sterling to just tap right the fuck in.
Yeah. Also, before we end the segment, I do want to make a quick mention, too, for Danny Welbeck, who we did relegate with Watford.
Yeah.
Obviously a former gunner. Once a gunner, always a gunner. But in every war, my friend, there's always some friendly fire.
It's cute. You think we're done? We still got 3 more games in this segment.
We don't.
So, with Leicester, how do you think Leicester fans feel? If you tell them you're going to be 5th place at the start of the season, you're going to feel pretty good. But if you're going to tell them you're 3rd place the entire year and then completely ship it after you beat a team 9-0 and end up being in 5th place, how do you feel about it now?
I think that they are still in a position as a club to be thankful for where they are.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a mid-table club.
In general. But that being said, obviously where they were all season, they're perfectly within their rights to be gutted.
Yeah.
You know, and that's completely understandable, and it's tough.
That's a perfect example of the margins the mid-table clubs live on, right? What, pardon me, what Everton live on with their financial strengths, how much they can buy, what Leicester lives on and how much they can buy, what Wolves live on and how much they can buy. If the wrong people get hurt all at the wrong fucking time, and then, God forbid, your main center back gets a red card, and suddenly you're missing your starting center back, your starting right back, your string puller up top in Madsen, who is a game changer for them. They are a completely different team.
Without him, yeah, absolutely.
And then off and on throughout the entire season, you're losing. You don't have Ndidi, who we've talked about is damn near as important as Conte was during their championship run. As
100%.
far as a holding midfielder went,
100%.
and you could just see the hairline margin, the absolute hairline margin that those guys live on, all of those clubs together. So if it was me, I'd be gutted as an Everton fan to be like, I was there the whole fucking time, and then we lost it. You know, well, we're gonna play in Europe, but then you're like, fuck, man, we were right fucking there.
Yeah.
We had it. All we had to do was like beat fucking Bournemouth for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like beat fucking Bournemouth.
No, absolutely. They had it in their hands and they let it slip. You're absolutely right. Besides that though, I mean, 4 years ago, they were in 20th at Christmas and almost got relegated. Pearson gets let go and the following season 5,000 to 1, 5,000 to 1. So if you want to, for a club that's never done it, never lifted a proper big trophy, right? Mm-hmm. From where I sit, fuck you, be happy with what you got.
Yeah.
For 25 years, the entire time I've supported my club, we've been in the Champions League. For the last 3, we haven't, right?
Chance you might not be in Europe.
For the entire time I've supported my club, we've been in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a very big possibility that we won't be.
So Chelsea completely manhandle Wolves, and now Wolves needs Chelsea's help this next week in the FA Cup final.
100%. It is a chance for Frank to win a trophy with the club that he played for forever and is a legend at. And that's a very big deal for him, and I'm sure he will have his boys motivated. The way that we dispatched Liverpool and City in the games that we needed, I think that we have a good chance of stopping them, which is not something I often say about our defense.
Right.
But we don't have, the last thing Mikel Arteta did as a player was win an FA Cup with Arsenal as well.
Right.
And he'll be looking to stamp his authority. So I think that's going to be an excellent game. I think it's worth the $5. Subscribe to ESPN Plus for a month. I know it's annoying.
Right.
But do it.
It's going to be a great
Watch
game.
that game.
Going to be a great game. It is annoying that it's a cup final and that it's going to be on a pay site, that it's not going to be on a...
on free. Yeah,
free.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's ESPN doing a money grab. But this particular instance, it's worth the $5.
Oh, it's going to be a
pay-per-view.
phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Chelsea fans, supporters, they have to be over the moon with this season. They have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. With the transfer ban, especially, with the transfer ban, they were... I mean, Pulisic obviously arrived in the summer, but they bought him in January. They didn't strengthen anywhere for real.
Right.
Pulisic was also hurt for a while, and now you're starting to see him really come to light and his talents come to the fore.
All of the kids did exactly what they needed to do at the right time. All the veterans seemed to do their job just well enough. Everything seemed to mold perfectly.
Yeah.
And this was while still playing Champions League, all the cup competitions, of which one of them you get to a final in, and the League Cup you got pretty far in as well. So you have to be happy.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%.
You have to be. I mean, I know the expectation of that club is to win trophies. And even if you lose to Arsenal in the FA Cup final, you still have to look at that and just go, we're about to get way better. I mean, this is they are hands down the most interesting story of the summer and the start of next season.
100%. They're the only club with money.
1,000%. All the players that they've already started to bring in,
100%.
All the players they're about to bring in as well, and the fact that they have a damn near close to $100 million keeper that they don't want and they can't sell, which is going to be also incredibly interesting to see how they handle that situation. I mean, it's...
And one of the best number twos in the business in Willie Caballero.
Yeah, sure. I can't believe it because I'm not necessarily a fan of Chelsea, because every year it's just like, oh, there they are again, right there in second or third place, or, oh, they won a league this year, woohoo. They're just kind of unassuming in that regards as a neutral, right? I'm completely fascinated by what they're going to be this summer. Completely
100%.
Fascinated.
100%. I think my last little bit on the FA Cup final for the main show, because we are going to go in depth into injury time, which you can find at www.patreon.com/DFootballShow. For a small donation per month, you can get access to that extra content. So what I will say, last thing about the FA Cup final that also pertains to this game, is for the last 3 to 4 games running, Olivier Giroud mainly, but in this particular game, also Mason Mount, both scored in injury time in the first half.
Yeah.
So 11 men behind the ball as soon as the clock hits 44 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
See it out.
Yep.
Just if you can stop them scoring then, you can stop them scoring at any other point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's 3 or 4 games in a row now that I think Giroud scored in injury time of the first half.
Spurs go out, get their point, secure Europe, but it somehow feels like they went out on a whimper. Doesn't
Absolutely,
it?
100%.
It's just odd. And here's what I find interesting. Can the Spurs supporters be okay with ugly-ass Jose ball next year?
Maybe.
That's
it
what
depends.
he does.
It depends. Is it going to turn him back a trophy? That's the key.
Right.
Does it turn him back a trophy? If I think, and honestly, this isn't even a dig. This is facts.
Right.
The way that Spurs trophy cabinet looks, for the amount of money they've invested in the side, for the amount of money they've invested in the stadium, for the amount of money that they've promised,
They're
and that
no
Jose
better
is,
than Everton.
and
They're
that
no better than Everton. 'Cause
Correct.
Everton has zipped a fucking show for it. Tottenham has zipped a fucking show for it, and they've spent more and built a fucking stadium.
Yep,
I
exactly.
mean, we're about to build a stadium, but we haven't done it yet.
Yeah. No, fair enough. But my point is that they brought in Mourinho because Mourinho wins trophies.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fucking League Cup.
Right.
He wins trophies. And Tottenham haven't had a trophy for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
And if I was a supporter of that club, which I am not, and actively root for their demise, having Mourinho makes me nervous because I believe that they will win a trophy. Whether it's this season coming up here or next season, I believe that's on the cards simply because Harry Kane can't stop scoring, right? Hugo Lloris looks as strong as he ever has.
Yeah.
And Jose Mourinho is pragmatic as fuck and will do anything for results. Literally. And it seems like from some of their performances of late that the Spurs players are beginning to buy into what Mourinho's saying. You can see it in the way that they play, the way they set up, the way they get behind the ball. You can see
boring as fuck.
that they're starting to buy in. Problem is that works.
So
what's the old thing? Defense wins championship.
True. But going into this season, I think we can both agree that Tottenham was a top 4 club and was going to probably vie for a top 4 spot.
Absolutely.
With Pochettino, you just thought going with what this team is, yeah, they're a little tired, but they improved. They added a few new players. They're moving into the new stadium. There's going to be motivation. They're going to do well.
Yes.
I had them finishing very high. Very, very high, as we'll find out next week when we do our what's a funker, we read our preseason picks.
Yes.
And when we do that, you'll see that I had them ranked very high. I think the top 4 clubs next year are very definitively already decided. I think it's Liverpool, I think it's City, I think it's United, and I think it's Chelsea. And I think everybody else is miles behind them, including Spurs.
I could agree with that. I could 100% agree with that.
Is that going to be okay for Mourinho? Can he somehow figure out a way to crack that top 4?
Could he? Yes. Because he has before. He won the Champions League with Porto, for fuck's sake.
True.
He has before. And as much as I hate to say it, and I really do, there's ever the possibility. Harry Kane, Son even, they have goals in them. They can go out and win games. A lot of the shit they're playing at the moment has been a little helter-skelter as they transition from Pochettino to Mourinho. And you see some of that. They still want to maraud forward, but they're trying to be disciplined, and shit just kind of goes haywire sometimes.
Right.
And it's all over the place.
Right.
And then they settle back into what the manager wants them to do. But it's absolutely there. Definitely. Are the supporters going to be on board with the brand? If it turns them back a trophy, I don't think they'll give a shit.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all that matters.
Even if it's just a League Cup.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Or they could just go ahead and implode and finish in 10th, and Jose could get fired by the middle of the season.
Perfect. Wait. Oh, I have one more thing on that.
Go
Before
ahead.
I have the greatest thing. I don't know if it's real. Don't care if it's real. But it has to do with both Tottenham and Chelsea and the unlikely link of Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
There is a meme floating around online that has the Mahatma behind the words in a very picturesque, oblique photo.
Okay.
The words say, I hate Tottenham because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I hate Chelsea because I'm a decent human being.
Finishing up the rest of the league. Finishing it up, not rounding up because we're fucking done. It's over. So that happened. Man City 5, Norwich 0, Southampton 3, Sheffield 1, Brighton 2, Burnley 1, Liverpool 5, Chelsea 3, Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Man City sends Norwich back down by scoring 3 goals in the last 10 fucking minutes, Sam.
Yeah. The only thing I want to mention, Man City completely dominated the entire game. The only thing I want to mention is Norwich did have a goal disallowed on 7 minutes.
Oh, okay.
One in which that would have put them on front. The ironic thing about that is they've only scored 7 goals away from home the entire fucking season. So that number pops up yet again. Norwich go down without a whimper. It was the skinny kid in the bar that got too drunk and thought that he was a big boy, and he just got kicked in the nuts, and that was that.
Got a couple of good punches in, and then just got his ass whooped.
Yep.
Bye-bye, Norwich. It's like we hardly knew you. I've already unsubscribed all of your accounts on Twitter.
How we hardly knew ye.
Saints get 3 unanswered after the Blades take a lead. Ings
This
gets
annoyed
his
me.
final goal and
Yep.
ties Aubameyang for second in
place.
goals.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
It's been a while, Sam, since we've seen that lower mid-table team have a front man who is in the top 5 in league scoring. I'm thinking like back to the old Defoe days.
Yeah, when he was with Portsmouth.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
and would get those goals. Even when he was with Tottenham, they were proper mid-table at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a dig.
it's the truth.
Yes, but there was for Ings, I don't think you want to go get sold. I think you're perfectly good where you are. See out your career, do it here. That's the right place for you, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, Harry Kane does always get hurt. The Euros are next season. What happens if he has that injury layoff?
Yep.
Too close to the Euros. Danny Ings is able to keep his form. You could see him back in the conversation for England next season.
Absolutely. You want a guy who can score goals.
100%. You don't want to go now and be a bit part player at a big club.
Why?
You really
It
don't.
doesn't benefit you.
Nope.
One thing that's worth mentioning, Southampton does end up leapfrogging Everton in the table to finish 11th. I am actually kind of relieved by that, Sam, because that's what Everton used to do every single year at the end of the year, rattle off a bunch of wins and make you go, oh, yeah, we're going to be great next year.
Everything's fine.
And then suck fucking balls the start of the year.
Not to bring it back to my club, but us winning an FA Cup is white out, liquid paper,
Liquid paper.
right over the cracks.
Yep. No, nothing wrong here. We won a trophy.
cup. Yeah. And
See, we're Arsenal. We're the all-time FA Cup winners.
We're fine.
the best.
we're fine.
Nothing to worry about.
Not an issue.
Yeah.
But you're exactly right.
Don't
And-
mind is our leading goal scorer and Golden Boot winner goes off to a Champions League side. Don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
We still have Ozil. It's gonna be different this year. It's gonna be different.
That's exactly right. I mean, and that is the perfect point, right? Is Everton do that. Last 6 games of the season, best team in the league.
Yep.
Finishing 8th. Look at that. We're knocking on the door of the Europa League.
No, we're
It's
not.
gonna get better.
No, we're not.
Nope. And then Richarlison can't score for 14 games.
Yep.
Right down the toilet.
So I'm happier with being in 12th than I would have been if we ended up in 9th. Honestly,
with the
I'm
manager
happy
you
with the
have.
losses.
With the manager you have and the respect he commands and the contact book that he has, that little black book that he has,
Mhm.
I think that you're going to see some weird things happen
Oh, yeah.
with some loan moves, maybe a player swap plus some cash. You're going to see some things go down that you wouldn't normally see out of Everton this summer.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Now, Burnley finished in 10th, like we said, humbly right and smack dab in the middle. But Brighton somehow decided to get a fucking win.
I did check earlier.
Yeah.
There is nothing more mid-table than 10th.
Yes, exactly. Right in the middle.
Nothing more average, mundane, or bullshit than 10th place.
You also aced your cognitive test.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do my
Well done.
best. It's a goat. Charlie Austin coming back up to the Premier League, by the way.
Oh, he is.
That's a goat. That's a joke. What
It's
he
a joke.
say?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yes, sir.
Is he with West Brom?
He is.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I can't wait.
So fabulous.
I can't wait till they play Leeds and they're in side-by-side interview stalls.
Brighton is one of those clubs where they are either going to make the turn and go in the positive direction or
Pull a
it's-
Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's going to start catching up to them.
Yep.
I like who they have for a manager. I think they're in the right place and they're playing more attractive football, but will that equal success? Who knows? And you saw, like with Watford, you dig yourself a big enough hole, it just becomes impossible to get out of. Even when you do get out of it, it's hard to stay out of it. You eventually get dragged back in.
Right, absolutely. 100%. And the only thing I wanted to mention from this game, because I didn't care for it, was the recovery from Yves Bissouma.
Yeah.
Heavy touch, poor touch. It was absolutely ridiculous. And he recovered well, got the tackle in, and what a fucking strike that was.
I've tried to delay it as long as I can.
My next shot.
No.
Oh.
That's coming soon. I've got a specific spot for that.
All right.
Someone very special has a message for you with
Oh,
your next shot.
Can't wait. What'd Taylor have to say? From the depths of your taint, what email did he send?
Surprisingly, not him. But what's worth mentioning here is the beauty of this show is whenever we fuck up big time or have a complete mental lapse and don't pass our cognitive tests, such as I just did, as I went, she pauses it and I get to come back in. I did say we're coming back in from the taint remark. Liverpool win the title and hoist the trophy. I couldn't think of a better spot to come in there.
Speaking of taints.
Speaking of taints.
God, I wish we could put that as a show title.
Speaking of taints. In all fairness, it's better than Blackburn. Like we sit here and I say, oh, you're no better than Blackburn. You're no better than Blackburn.
You know what? I kind of argue it's not.
Okay.
Here's why. It's Blackburn's only title in their history.
Got it.
Liverpool's done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was 30 fucking years since they've done it, but they've done it before.
Do you think supporters of Liverpool are going to look back at this 10 years from now, right? When they've won another title and it doesn't mean as much, and look at it and go, we could have been one of the greatest clubs in the history of football that season, and we pissed it all away. We still won our title. We still got that title that we've been missing for 30 years, but we barely tried in the cup competitions and got knocked out of both of them. Sure, we won the Club World Cup, but nobody takes that competition seriously unless you're the team that wins it. And then it's the most important trophy in the world. But only if you win it. If you don't win it, everybody comes back and goes, fuck off, that was a waste of time.
That was a great 2 weeks in Dubai.
Yeah, man, why the fuck they make us do that? That sucks. All our guys are now tired. But they have a chance at breaking the all-time points. They don't. They have a chance at going undefeated. They don't.
I'll tell you something. They fucking didn't. Okay?
Right.
They fucking didn't. We did get our win against them, and I just want to make sure I rub it in their face a little bit.
They had a chance to go undefeated without a loss or draw at home.
At home. Yeah.
Straight wins. They weren't able to do it. They had they capitulated a shit 1-1 draw to Burnley. They got Burnleyed by Burnley in their own fucking building.
Yeah.
Like, I know Liverpool fans are going to tell me I'm bitter, and they're going to try to tell everybody else that they were the greatest club of all time. But they weren't.
So
they weren't.
I'm torn on this. I think, well, I'm not really torn on it. They are. I don't think they're self-aware enough to look at that in reflection. Right?
Players are just happy they won a title.
Absolutely. The other piece of that is they have a very storied history, and it's been 30 years. So to them, to that set of fans, I've been it was 2004 for me last time. So I've been 16 years. I've been half that.
1986 for my club.
Yeah. I don't care how we do it. It'd be the most important thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I understand that feeling. I know what they're going through right now because that's all I give a shit about. That'd be absolutely fantastic. A 14th FA Cup trophy on Saturday? Brilliant. I'd love it. Wouldn't mean as much as a title.
But your team figured out how to be invincible.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that. They're no better than us. Absolutely.
City figured out a way after they already locked the title up to still get 100 points.
Here's the thing. For us all, the other 19 clubs, for us, this is the rebuttal to their most important moment for this generation. They haven't won the title in a generation.
Right.
So for us, this is the rebuttal to this is the greatest thing that's ever happened on the face of the earth. But they're not.
Could have been greater.
But they're not wrong for their emotional feelings. Right? They're not wrong for that. To them, this is the most important thing that's ever happened.
Well, they're going to say that this is the greatest team to ever win the Premier League.
Of course they are, because they're cunts.
Thank you. Thank you for getting to us where we needed to get to.
I'm just trying to... I'm
Yeah.
trying to play devil's advocate.
Of course.
So I understand the emotional side, but I don't think that they have the cognitive ability, speaking of tests, I don't think that they have the ability to be that self-aware and reflective where they go, this is a season of could-have-beens.
Okay, very fair. I would say they are very much the Donald J. Trump of the Premier League.
This is the most bigly, hugely, bestly
Yeah.
trophy that's ever been lifted, besides the FIFA Club World Cup.
We talked about it before over the last couple of shows. If they had one thing and it could be just win a Premier League title, they'd take it. And if it was they won it by a point on the last day because the team that was ahead of them lost, they'd take it. They would take it. It just win a fucking Premier League title.
Exactly.
Now the question is what kind of team is this next year? Now that they have more competition than just City.
Correct. Absolutely. Can they
Chelsea
keep it going?
gonna be good. United, as long as they stay out of their own way, will be good. Like those teams are. I can't believe I'm saying this for United, but United's an outside title fucking contender next year.
Absolutely.
Chelsea is absolutely a title contender.
Yep.
City, now that they don't have the ban and they always seem to have money, will be a fucking title contender, even
Absolutely.
though they got to retool.
Yep.
Because if there's one team that knows how to retool, it's fucking City.
Yep.
Like,
Agree.
If you're going to be a great club, your competition just got a lot tougher.
Right.
A lot tougher.
Absolutely. And they don't seem to have very many transfer targets on the books. I haven't heard a lot about rumors surrounding them. You know, Timo Werner signed for Chelsea. They were sniffing around. 50 million buyout clause was too much.
Right.
So I don't know how much cash they have laying around. They may have to let somebody go.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did let somebody go. But the one thing that they've done very well is they have signed all of these guys that they got on the cheap. Almost all of them they got for under,
the most part,
under
yeah.
$50 million transfer fees.
For the most part. Quick mensch.
Mm-hmm.
Firmino finally scored in front of the cop.
Hey, how about that?
Good for him. Wonderful cross, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He would have done harder to miss, especially with the tree trunk there. Old Groot in goal. Absolutely pitiful display from Kepa.
Well, that's the reason why he got benched for Caballero in the final game of the season.
Most expensive goalkeeper in history.
Yeah.
And he gets a hand to one shot.
Yeah, precisely.
A weak hand to one shot. Kind of lovely for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to be the one that scored it.
I mean, at least Jordan made a couple of good fucking saves in the Bournemouth match.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had a couple of dead to right 1-on-1s that he made like really good saves. Kepa faced 5 shots and allowed 5 goals.
So I don't know if Chelsea's defense is as bad as people make it out to be,
I don't think it is.
or if they just don't trust their goalkeeper.
I think they're very old on the wings, and I think they need to replace. Marcus Alonso only has so much left.
The murderer.
As Bulaqueta is, alleged. Don't want to get sued.
Fair enough.
Chelsea is a litigious side. We want to make sure we say alleged.
I got Gandhi on my side.
Yeah,
okay?
heard Gandhi.
I'm good.
Heard Gandhi.
Facebook told me so.
They've got a Russian oligarch that likes to kill people on their side. Allegedly. Likes to kill people on their side.
The opinions and alleged facts by these two hosts do not reflect the Drunkard United football show, and I accept zero liability. Continue.
Well done, producer Mel.
First off, the three of us reflect the Drunken United Football Show. We're the only 3 cunts here.
And she's married to me, so if I get sued, she getting sued.
Hey, listen, we're in America, bro, and our president said alternate facts, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. Okay? These are alternate facts. I can do what I want, say what I want, and I don't have to have a motherfucking mask on, because America.
Heard America.
Sorry.
I think they have
I forgot what we were talking about.
I think they have 4 very capable center backs. I think this was a growing pains year for Zuma. I think Zuma becomes the Zuma we've seen him be on loan moves.
100%.
Rudiger is a quality center back.
Absolutely.
He has health issues.
Yep.
Christensen, again, health issues, but not a bad center back. And Tamari, the kid, played real fuck well, considering he's a kid.
Yeah,
Like he's a young kid.
absolutely.
So
what,
maybe
19, 20 or so, something like that.
maybe you need to sign one more center back. But honestly, if you're scoring 5 goals a game, you're probably fucking winning most of them. And all the people they just signed, they're going to score 5 fucking goals a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just Mason Mount, Hudson Odoi, Christian Pulisic, which also the skill and composure to take that ball down from Hudson Odoi. That was the goal of the game for me.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 touches he took, didn't panic, allowed the Liverpool defense to run beyond him, got the ball out from under his feet, turned and shot, rifled it into the roof of the net into the top right corner. It was fantastic. I think the full talent of Christian Pulisic has been on display for the last 4 or 5 games, and I think he's going to play a major fucking part in this team next season.
Makes you feel a whole lot better about the U.S. men's national team.
No, it doesn't, because our defense is absolute dog shit.
Well, that and the fact that they want to put Brad Guzan in the fucking net, which completely baffles me.
Yeah, we've got 6 Groots at the back.
Sam Houston's favorite goalkeeper is Brad Guzan, if you all want to know.
That's why you have the same hairstyle.
Hands down, I like him almost as much as I like Mr. Son, who is an inspiration to the children, need we not forget. But Sam, here's the most important thing we now need to wait for. All we need to wait for now, Sam, eyes on me. I need to see your face for this one.
Yes.
We just need to wait for Newcastle to implode. It's time to tell you what little we didn't know. It is prediction time.
Wait. Did you say implode or explode?
I think I said implode.
Okay, good. Allegedly, they're about to be taken over by Saudis. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hit that rim tonight.
Had to get it in.
All right. Mr. Graham.
For fuck's sake.
I'm going to give you credit.
Okay. I won my final bet.
You stuck to your guns and you swung for the fences. Nonstop the entire year. And you missed, but your last hay for shits and giggles bet actually hit, and you only lost $90 this week. How about that? I mean, that's an accomplishment, right? To only lose $90.
I guess so.
Now, it does mean you are down for the year. Your grand total, you were minus $3,437. How do you get that money back, Sam?
Begging on the side of the road.
Did you write your little note yet?
Yes, I did.
Because we need to feed the Dort Spirek Cup of Losers for the final time. Little background is Sam's over there frantically writing when he said he did already, but he didn't.
No, because I just found it. My here's my note. 334-399-6918.
Okay, what is that?
Google it.
Okay.
It is the Montgomery, Alabama hotline for Gamblers Anonymous.
Very good.
Because the 1-800 number didn't come up. Tolls and fees apply if you choose to call it.
So, kids, we're going to tell you a little bit about the Dort Spirek Cup of Losers. Whenever Sam and I go to the track together, we always get our first cocktail, and after we finish said cocktail, we put that aside, and that is the Cup of Losers. And if we feed the Cup of Losers, the sporting book gods will give us winners, and we will only feed the Cup of Losers a little bit. Typically at the track, this works. This season, not so much. So Sam has just fed this Dort Spirek Cup of Losers. I'm going to go ahead and feed it as well. And it says, I'm in the black, unlike my co-host, winner 2020.
There you go.
I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. Now, I do want to go ahead and say that Pat missed on his final bet. Ended up being what you like to say close to you. I would say half of you is down 1,600. But I mean, I remember your math was, I'm just right behind him. No, you are double him.
That's all right. A loss is a loss, bro.
Very true. Very true. Well, at least one of us finished up this year. I did miss my last 2 bets, but I did finish up for the year, plus 448. So, Big Sam's Lock of the Week, going to make you money if you follow my tried and true system. I'm just saying. So suck it, Graham.
No. I won't suck it.
Let's check in one more time with our favorite handicapping hen. We go to now, Kitty the chicken.
So, Kitty was incredibly happy to see us back from the beach and was quick to fill me in on all the gossip from the coop. Hey, Graham.
Yes.
Apparently, there is a rumor of Rita and performance-enhancing drugs during the running of the Beekness Stakes.
Oh, shit.
But I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Do we have an independent investigation?
I think there is something that Gertrude is leading, but again, I'm not at liberty to discuss at this time.
Sam,
I would say
is this
Kitty.
a Stewart's inquiry?
Yes, it is, but I would say, let's face it, Kitty did just stop running at the finish line. So
True.
She really has no one to blame for it herself.
Well, she's a fat chicken. She got tired. Quit shaming her.
yeah,
She
but it
knows
was
more celebrities than you do.
But it was food at the finish line.
Well, apparently, Kitty finished 20 out of 18 and was proudly flapping her wings
20
to
over
show
18.
20
20
over
and
18 and proudly flapping her wings to show that she picks games better than Graham. And she would like him to now take one of the shots of Malört.
That's right. Kitty is who wanted you to do a shot of Malört. Not Taylor from the depths of my tape. Thank you very much.
Did Kitty bet games better than you, Sam?
No, she did not.
Okay, I just wondered. She asked me to ask that.
I have a message for Kitty. And it's only the number 13.
Okay.
13, Kitty. 13. See you soon.
Oh, no. Are you threatening my cock?
She's a hen.
I know, but it just sounds funny. if I
No,
say everything.
no, that didn't sound. That is the kind of talk we have on DU After Dark. Graham, how can they find that?
At www.patreon.com/DU Football Show, where we will be doing a live video only for our Patreon customers of me using the 13 herbs and motherfucking spices on Kitty.
Hold on. I think I hear in the background from the coop. Drink your fucking shot.
Oh, God, it's done.
And always, everybody, please remember to gamble legally and responsibly.
Sam, since you asked me, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. DU got worked.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Lost 8-1.
I didn't talk to anybody, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're not going back anytime soon. I'm not going back anytime soon.
Nope.
So we'll find out the score and we'll say what they did.
Yeah, that'll be about it.
Pretty much about it.
What I'm more concerned about is how me old sluts got along.
Not so well, man. Lost 2-0. You could just tell the confidence is down on the side.
What I did notice
Mhm.
is last week after we recorded, Vitaly Tribilia, friend of the show, if I may,
He is.
Yes,
He is
maybe
friend of the show.
may be so bold, finished in the Belarusian Premier League Team of the Week.
Oh, excellent. He did have a good match.
Yeah.
In the 2-1 win, he had a hell of a match.
Yep. So it was after we recorded that came out, so we didn't get a chance to mention it. But I just wanted to give it a little shout out, a little whoop whoop.
Maybe I should send a message to my friend.
Yeah, she is the one that has his number. We don't.
And they actually talk from time to time.
You know, I got a vacation plan next year.
So congratulate him on the win. Congratulate him on Team of the Week. Don't mention the monstrous losing run that they've been on, and ask him how fishing's going.
Will do.
That's probably the right things to ask.
Ask him if he can send us a video of him scaling a fish.
Ooh.
I think that would be brilliant for the socials.
I would just love some video of him fishing. That'd be great. Just to put,
sitting in a chair.
just to put on DUFC, just for the closed group. Just fishing, chilling.
By the way, he doesn't fish from a chair. He fishes from the back of a truck.
oh,
I'm not-
fabulous.
I'm not
Even
gonna-
better.
I'm not going to tell you how I know that.
Christ.
Even better. Fucking
Oh, that's
love
right. Vitaly follows me on Instagram.
You personally?
Yes, me
Not the
personally.
show?
Me
Gets
personally. He
likes
follows
all the
me
time.
Personally.
it. Likes all the time.
What?
Uh-huh.
Get him to follow the show. What the fuck?
Get him to acknowledge me on Facebook after I fucking reached out to him.
Hey, Vitaly and the party florist are like that.
Wait. Close personal friend. Close personal friend. Close personal friend of the show. Vitaly Tribilia.
Yeah. Close personal friend of Mel.
Close personal friend of your wife's.
Need to do another interview in August with him.
Absolutely.
Definitely got to catch up with
Need
him.
a little closed season FC Sluts talk.
So that's going to about wrap it up. I mean, I know we're well over an hour, but fuck it. There was lots to talk about, and I wanted to fucking talk about it.
Are you really not going to tell your daughter the Simone story here?
No, that's been saved for injury time.
It was a good weekend. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is what football's all about, man.
Yeah. Any parting words, Sammy?
Absolutely, I do. Two very, very important things happened in the Premier League this weekend. Not only did Villa survive, not only did Bournemouth and Watford go down, Fat Drake condemned to the depths of the championship once again, where he fucking belongs. That Quasimodo-looking motherfucker.
Tell us how you really feel about that, Drake.
What I have for you, my good friend, is a quick mention for the storied 10-year stint, if you want to call it a stint, at Manchester City for David Silva.
Yep.
Who is not retiring but not returning to the club and has vowed to not play in the Premier League again. Good on him. That's Thierry Henry did the same thing.
Right.
And, it's respectful to the club he played for. Tremendous servant. Showed that you can be a center midfielder in the Premier League and not be Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
He showed that a twinkle toes, vision, intelligent, hardworking, but not really great in a tackle.
Brought tiki-taka style to the Prem.
To the
which
Premier
is
League.
Never what the Prem had.
Absolutely.
Prem
And
has always been a kind of a bulldog league.
Yep. Changed the face of Premier League midfielders as we know them. Just an excellent player, a tremendous servant for Manchester City. And the only reason they didn't score as many goals against Norwich, they probably could have scored more, is they were trying to force a goal in for him.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was trying to get it on him.
Yeah, let him have one in his final game. He wore the captain's armband. Good for him.
Yep.
And just thank you for your service. Thank you for entertaining us for this many years, and enjoy and good luck on your next adventure. Lastly, my final parting word is for one of the longest serving and best servants of English football, period.
Yeah.
A man that was slighted by England, but shouldn't have been. A tremendous work ethic, a technical ability in that position that was second to none. Leighton Baines has announced his retirement from Everton Football Club.
Yep.
Having not made an appearance in the final game at the stadium.
No, he did.
Oh, he did come on.
He did. He came on, and Gylfi immediately walked over and put the armband on him. He came on the 70th minute. Made a goal-saving tackle.
Showed you how much I paid attention to y'all's highlights.
No problem. that then Pickford, like 2 minutes later, gaffed away the third goal.
Of course he did.
I mean, like spread eagle diving, sacrificing his nuts to make a fucking tackle in front of right on the penalty spot, and then Pickford fucks it right off right after that.
Make sure you buy the injury time this week, because I have a funny bit
Heard.
about goalkeepers spreading their legs like a $2 hooker.
Excellent.
I needed to mention it, and I forgot.
Real quick for Leighton Baines, just a rundown of his stats. He joined Everton in 2007 from Wigan. He stayed there the entire time. I think that also hurt him in his opportunity to play
Absolutely.
for the English national team. He
100%.
only appeared in the World Cup, and then the following Europa, he was on the squad for that. Did not make any appearances in the Europa. I believe he made one appearance in the Brazil World Cup. For Everton, he had 420 appearances, 37 goals in all competitions, 32 in the Prem. That is third amongst all defenders. Only John Terry and another former Evertonian, David Unsworth, had more.
David Unsworth is
yeah.
like a moon of Jupiter.
Well,
now,
he played
too.
for everywhere. Oh, yeah. He was first for all outside backs. He scored more goals than anyone. More goals than Ashley Cole, who was the left back for the England national team.
Yep.
58 assists in all competitions, 53 in the Prem. That is number one amongst all defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you look at a guy who at any point of time could have left that club, and he didn't. And he stayed the entire time, and he never even considered it. Like, people would bring up his name.
Manchester United brought up his name.
And he was like, no, I'm good. I'm good where I am. There's a stat for him from 2009 to 2014. If he scored, now granted he didn't score a lot, but if he scored, Everton never lost.
Yep.
They never drew. They won every single fucking game he scored in.
He was also on pens, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. He was.
Your left back being on pens speaks volumes, by the way.
But
he was fucking quality.
Arguably one of the best set piece takers in that time.
In that generation, yeah.
As we look up at the wall and we see Tim Howard's jersey, Timmy.
What was that?
I'm
Rude.
thinking of that team that just retired that kid's jersey.
Oh, we'll talk about that on injury time.
That's why I giggled.
and it's your bitter rivals from down in the
I know,
championship.
it's that other Birmingham fucking team. That's why I giggled. Continue with Spanish Howard.
Yeah,
No, Howard.
Hit the fucking mute button. Jesus. As I look at that jersey, that's the guy who brought me to the club.
Yeah.
Leighton Baines. It's the man who made me fall in love with the club.
Wait.
Hands down. Without a doubt, man.
I'm about to cry.
I'm fucking welling up a little.
Brilliant.
He was a phenomenal player. I look forward to what he does in his career after football.
Absolutely.
Carlo has already said, there's a place on this coaching staff for you. I want your knowledge here. And if he wants to, he's part of it. He's somewhere in the organization, but he's part of it. Not known. Silly good musician. Can play the piano, can play the guitar, and really, really good musician.
I knew that, actually, and I wanted to bring up just a kind of side thought there. So you have Big Dunk on one side of Carlo, who is essentially every mosh pit person ever.
Right.
Arms flailing, headbutting people, doesn't give a fuck.
Also raw emotion, too.
Yeah.
Like pure joy, pure emotion.
100%. Yeah.
It's all on his sleeve.
And then there was a stretch of time where Leighton Baines had that hairdo.
Yeah.
That made him look a lot like Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
And very, very emo, and being as British as he is quite pale as well.
Yeah.
Didn't even need the makeup.
Very mild-mannered, too. We met him. We've met him before. Very mild, just very polite, very mild-mannered.
We both spoke to him.
Yep.
That day.
Yeah.
But just reminds me of like the front man for an emo band. And I do know that he plays guitar and piano. And just either side of and Carlo Ancelotti looks like somebody that would be an Il Divo.
Right.
And I just want to know. Give me a band name. Leighton Baines on lead guitar. Il Divo
is
the front man. And then you got the
Dunk is a bassist.
The psycho bassist.
It's like Sid Vicious psycho bassist.
Yeah. What is the name of that band?
Fuck Liverpool. That's the name of that band.
Yeah. Brilliant.
That's going to about wrap it up. But let you know, kids, next up is injury time, which I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about on injury time.
Yeah, one game to talk about.
I mean, well, we got some playoffs to talk about as well.
We could expound on your taint
and
the caves that Taylor hides in within it.
Apparently. Sam, how can people find our Patreon?
It's on www.patreon.com/DU Football Show. And you can find that at 3 different tiers you could donate to the show. It actually just helps us keep the light on here at Studio H.
Seeing I'm unemployed, every $5 tip helps. Thank you very much.
Counts a lot.
Especially since old government said no more $600 for you.
Absolutely. And you can also, for the same price as ESPN Plus or the new Peacock from NBC, you can listen to more of our bullshit.
And we're right proper pissed by that time, too.
Don't think it's too much to ask. You also get a koozie, a sticker, and a little love letter from Big Sam.
Exactly. And a handwritten note, goddammit.
A little bit of that
Sorry, Russ.
A little bit of that taint hair, too.
Next week, we're going to recap the FA Cup final. We're going to discuss the championship playoffs, even though we're going to talk about a little bit of that on injury time. And we're going to go over our beginning of the season predictions, which we both wrote down at the beginning of the season, put it in an envelope, And we are both going to open here and see how fucking wrong we are, because I know how I don't think I got one right. I don't think I got a single one right.
I opened mine today, and I'm going to need Mel to hide all the sharp objects in the house.
I'm not getting one right. That's for damn sure.
Terrible.
All right. Well, till next week, everybody.
Good night.